Every time this year we wait for the biggest talk about club, we'll call it competition when it comes to club competition. Yes, the Champions League always give us the best on top football matters, and every I tell you every time when time don't reach like this every September, we're very happy because we will see the best on top football matters. Welcome to the first Champions League show for this Makes Sense season, and today I deal with Akpos. So with Akpos there with us this Makes Sense evening. Of course, me and Akpos will take our time, torchlight waiting we go to expect from the Champions League this Makes Sense evening. Akpos, I salute you especially in the Champions League way.
Richard, I agree to you. Say this league, this Champions League, league of senior brother.
Yes, not be.
I guess some people were not the Champions League, so they're not going to understand what
right now. Like clubs, if you give examples like
they wear blue jersey, but not
blue jersey. Some of them they wear red too, so they know the Champions League. So we know get some of the guys, some of the guys who they expect normally for the Champions League, but of course the Champions League are already kickstart already. Two interesting games already on already, and question we say, where will this start from? But most about expectations. Before we talk about the games we're on, what be your expectations? What do you expect from this season of the Champions League? And talk about expectation. We'll talk about three teams we'll just follow. Which team you go expect, or which club, I use the word club. Now, which club you expect to be, we're going to shock all of us? Which club you feel for your mind if you win the Champions League? They're too early, but of course, now what would they call a prediction? Which club fit win the Champions League? And which club fit underperform when many people they expect they will perform well, but no, they can't do well for you?
The Champions League, now one league where they always did full of surprise. You understand? Now one competition winner they disappoint year in year out because some teams normally at the start of the competition many people will look them less. But football at the end of the day we know say now 90 minutes time will tell everything go happen. Sometimes people go only predict and forecast what will happen, but time over time, we don't see some prediction not correct. But talking about the team when go for potential win as long as they defend the Champions League,
City now real.
I believe say everybody must see the cut cap for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola for that won't get work we need to do with that City team. And the team not be like team we don't weak because you should see how they play. For the start of the season for the Premier League. 5 games into the season, no Kevin De Bruyne, but the team
don't get 5 wins
to win already. So I think Manchester City still up there among the teams when you got always do cut cap for within the play last season and get the club there in terms of they get I think the best manager for the world right now.
That Pep. Yes, active manager. Who is what active manager? Because my fans fear attack. You say best coach. You say no. Let's Ferguson. So the best active coach right now. Active coach. That Pep. Now, which club for you fits?
Even that thing when you talk now, debate. You don't reach when they will sit
no, we only debate Alex Ferguson and of course Pep Guardiola. Which one normally would we call say be the best ever coach, best ever manager? But now on that day, now which club for you they fit just spring those big surprises? Which club you look fit spring surprise for the Champions League this season?
That one not easy because a lot of times we don't look some Champions League group when we expect some of the so-called big boys, some of the so-called big teams say they go qualify, but you can still see one team where be like saying I'm the dark horse, we go shock people for the group. But this one so far I believe say they hard for me to point any team right now. We don't see first round of games.
If we talk about those where if we come up with a big surprise,
the picture can begin to show face small.
Okay. Now more focus on the games for today. Of course, we'll talk about some of them for tomorrow. Now, AC Milan against Newcastle, tough game. The game they won already, 22 minutes already, and the game they goalless. Now, AC Milan last game against Inter Milan, they've really been playing good football, and Newcastle themselves, nobody's Newcastle we know last. Newcastle last time for the EPL, they hot very very well. But of course, maybe some say they bounce back. But AC Milan, Newcastle for Milan. 22 minutes here, goalless for that match. Waiting we would expect which team fit drop the big surprise, which team fit just do the needful for this match.
I think that game now one of my game of the day, one of the game where I don't look forward to see because especially beats how AC Milan perform against Inter Milan for the Milan derby because many people they expected the game could be a close game, but Inter Milan just beat AC Milan like I said they'd be small children. I don't know when I even see that video of that small boy for AC Milan where police just because of the way they go to the enter.
Yeah.
So this game, we know the last time we were talking about the draws, the Champions League draws, we were talking for studio. Yeah, I tell you, I think that group had Newcastle to come out. So I believe that this one a test for this Newcastle team. So personally, I really want to see how they go perform against AC Milan. But I did tip AC Milan to carry the day for San Siro.
AC Milan to carry the day, of course, for San Siro. Normally, everybody goes AC Milan to win. So AC Milan to beat Newcastle. Now, young boys, RB Leipzig, they on already like this. And one condo, the German team, they are ahead for that match already. You did surprised with that result already? 24 minutes already.
If you know people when they follow German football, they know say German teams are teams when they do full of goal because of the kind of football that they play. That now offensive football, the German teams they play. I'm talking about RB Leipzig. Now one team why not say they get good players. And the player who even scored the goals, Mohamed Simanka. Simanka is one player who on the top club's eye and good defender. We already give RB Leipzig one goal already. And I think for me personally, I think RB Leipzig now one of the teams to watch out for especially for that their group. I think RB Leipzig they're not supposed really struggle that much for that group. More we see, but hopefully, personally, I think RB Leipzig and the team will come out from that group.
Of course, come out with the group from Master. Now, one big game around 8 o'clock this evening, PSG Dortmund. Now, where can I break down PSG Dortmund small? Now, PSG, they go through challenging period. The beginning of the season, they think they will do without Mbappe, but of course, Mbappe don't join them back. When we watch them play against Nice in the League One, we see what happened. How PSG, we lose that game, even though Mbappe been scored 2 goals for that match. Now, the interesting part of this now, they play against the Dortmund team. Now, some of us forgive Dortmund. Dortmund, the club itself, for what happened last season for the Bundesliga. You know how they almost win the Bundesliga, and they really not just achieve this one. Now, PSG Dortmund, for you, which club feel just come out? Which club feel run matters? This makes sense evening.
PSG Dortmund, I think that one another one where I believe they go close. Even though I did take Milan to win Newcastle, I'm say that one was still close one kind too. But football is a shock person. But that PSG game and the Borussia Dortmund game, I believe PSG they never play at their best so far. You talk about that game when they lose to Nice. But
yes.
One man when everybody they always watch out for Kylian Mbappe.
Yeah.
And many people they expect at least he go record the name for the score sheet today.
Right. But he will fit do well today and everything because this they truly say some years ago we all been the scream Neymar. Respect to Neymar. Neymar next Ballon d'Or. Now we all been the scream Mbappe. And the truth is say Mbappe get the chance to make sure say his name go fit spread well during this particular season for the Champions League. So we're going to look at Mbappe as the key man for PSG. But if he do the wonders against Dortmund, and the question, because now not one tree they build forest.
Talking about Mbappe, one thing when the boy don't show people, even though we don't say break into the scene at a young age, but a player we don't show people say for the big stage in the show up. And the Champions League, now one big stage. We see what Mbappe do for World Cup final. How many players don't score a trick for World Cup final? So this game, I believe Mbappe he will get in for the score sheet.
So Mbappe to score.
Mbappe to score.
And no send you no talk say.
No one show.
No one show because now when you start when the game starts you don't say no one show before the game on video. Now more will shift on that game later this evening. Lazio Atletico Madrid. Now, one great game also I would like to say. Atletico Madrid, some of us look what happened their last game. Many people they cry since that last game. Those they follow the La Liga. Those when they did the betting industry. How Atletico Madrid, no shock all of them. But they play against Lazio. And what do you would expect for that game?
Atletico Madrid versus Lazio. I think that one will also be another close one because if you look at Atletico Madrid, that their last game against Valencia, it shocked many people. Many people don't expect Valencia
you'll beat them,
in the way that they beat them. And Lazio Roma too. Lazio Roma too. Now another side will be like a tricky side. I think their last game against was it Juventus? Their last game against Juventus, they lose 3-1. So these two are two teams when I believe that they struggle from their past results. So the two teams gonna fight for who go bounce back. You understand? Atletico Madrid go back to winning ways. Lazio go back to winning ways. So that one will be interesting. But for me, I think that game go very close. Maybe Atletico Madrid fits Nicam or the game go end for draw.
Atletico Madrid just look for the futures one. Now, some call them the most surest game today. City against West Ham Belgrade. Now, what do you expect for that game? City normally City score 6 or score 7.
I think so. That game, it could be a walk in the park for Manchester City. With people when Sabi play Tigama, they call walk in the park. Now say that game could be walkover because I believe City normally we see what City they do. We see what they play against West Ham.
Yes, West Ham. Yeah.
You see that game, West Ham they win.
West Ham they win them. The second half, the way they turn everything around.
You just be like saying that two teams and different level play first and different level play second half. That's how this City side they react to the occasion. So I believe that this one make the Red Star Belgrade just come pack the goals go house.
Just to pack the go house. Yes. So just go. So sure win for them. Barcelona into later on at this evening also. Barcelona sure win for them.
Oh, Barcelona, more talk about one man when be like say don't they want be like the forgetting child before Ferran Torres.
Yeah, Ferran Torres.
Ferran Torres for Barcelona last game.
Yeah.
You see how it lights up the players. And look at this Barcelona team now. They play ball.
They play good football. Nobody when you look at them, they play very good football. Yeah.
So for me, I think this game it go hard Royal Antwerp where. So I believe say Barcelona. This one's supposed to be showing for Barcelona, but we don't know.
Barcelona sure win for Barcelona. Barcelona to win. Yeah, sure win. Normally sure win. Now I almost switch go tomorrow games, and of course the Motoba final and Celtic. One of the last game we'll talk about before we go to Facebook. Now, what do you expect from that particular game?
I think that one could be interesting to see what will happen because Feyenoord. Their last game they scored 6-1 to Everin, I think.
Yeah.
Celtic 2, they win 3-0. So the two teams teams when they fly on confidence based on say they don't win for their last match. I think Celtic also beat Rangers for that big game for
and
Scottish
Celtic with Brendan Rodgers, are they very correct, right? Okay, if I did very correct, right? And we'll just confirm.
Brendan Rodgers,
yes, Brendan Rodgers. Yes, so I was one day very sure. So Brendan Rodgers with Celtic, and no, we go forgive. We go for Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers don't leave Leicester. They go Championship. We don't go Champions League.
He won't go where I go secure something.
Yes. So it will be a tough game. We know Brendan Rodgers for now, great coach and how they run matters. So when they look at how they happen, the Newcastle game still goalless 30 minutes. Young boys, RB Leipzig, and they'll play one Kondo. When they look how they play. Okay, so more will switch up to what will happen for tomorrow games. Now, tomorrow games for me will be one very interesting one. I want to see how the games won't play tomorrow. Because so we'll cover the fact say now tomorrow we'll get the big games. Now, Bayern, we'll not go Bayern. More keep the suspense, but more build the suspense more. Now, more we'll talk about Real Madrid, Union Berlin. Real Madrid to win.
I think Real Madrid go win because you see Madrid. Everybody knows say normally they be landlord for UEFA Champions League. Year in, year out, whether Madrid they do well for La Liga or not. But when it comes to that Champions League, they show people say this competition, be like say they suppose call them saying now Madrid now one team we get upper hand when it comes to the UEFA Champions League. And Union Berlin no be I'll call them good team from what they played last season, but no be one team where be like they don't really make their mark when it comes to Champions League football in terms of the German teams when they come in.
They get great season last season with for the Bundesliga.
Yeah, but I think say Madrid, the utmost first for Bernabeu will even do too much for Union Berlin itself because I believe say it's not go easy for them for Spain. Madrid to win that one.
Okay. Galatasaray and Copenhagen, that will be tomorrow also too. What do they expect from that side too?
I think say the atmosphere for Gala.
Yeah.
I think you go Turkish fans, they're passionate when it comes to football. I think say it could be hostile environment for Copenhagen. And I think that one feels they closed. I think to call that match had me right now.
The Turkish guys will win. Let's
but the Turkish guys, okay.
They go no
be lie, you're talking about the Turkish guys, and even you forget say Gala their recruitment. The amount of players where they signed, the kind of players where they signed recently, the players where they already get on the book, they get the likes of Mario Icardi, when somebody where don't get massive Champions League experience. So you are right.
Okay, so they're supposed to be normal. Now the big one will be the Bayern Manchester United. Man you, now I always like to this matter. The Champions League spirit and the league spirit, your normal local domestic league spirit, they're different. Totally different. Now, Bayern normally, we know Bayern, the champions of the Bundesliga, present champions of the Bundesliga. coming against a Man U team with the struggle, lose against Brighton. You know, we look at them against Tottenham, we look at them against Arsenal, and you know, call them very, very positive for them so far for the EPL. And injuries everywhere for Manchester United, injuries everywhere. Now they come against a Bayern team, they play for Allianz Arena, where normally everybody knows say you come that side, it ain't hard to pick up any points for that place. For the Bundesliga, it be like saying a big crime, not just to come to the Allianz Arena and say want pick up points. For there, it hard. If it happened, you try. But Bayern Munich no did that big form this season compared to how we talk about them maybe in the last 2 seasons. Now Bayern, we see them draw their last game. I think they played 2-2 draw against Bayern Leverkusen for the Bundesliga, and now they come against Manchester United. So call out 2 teams where they struggle. They come against themselves. What team would they expect for the Champions League?
Like you talk, the 2 teams will struggle right now, but we don't see Manchester United now one team when they shake. When you look, the number of people when they absent from that game, they get some kind of wahala katakata outfield. They also get players who go miss the match because of injuries and all. So I believe say Bayern are the team we get that they're in that that better place to win these features if you look at man. Also talking about the man Harry Kane. And when I look that Man U defense currently, I believe they go hard that defense to keep Harry Kane.
And Harry Kane don't know their finish already. So Harry Kane will know how you feel penetrate, how you feel enter, and everything. Who go win the match?
I think Bayern go win that one.
Bayern to win. I go Bayern way. If make Man U surprise me lose. Make Man U surprise me win. Bayern to win. Bayern to win. And let's talk about Arsenal, right? Let's talk about Arsenal. Maybe we use Arsenal. Now Arsenal they return back to the Champions League. Now after several years, and Arsenal fans don't they celebrate. Some of them will do Thanksgiving for church, you know. Say they easy to come back to the Champions League, and a club like Chelsea, know the Champions League, and they take back the Champions League. They play for for the Emirates Stadium against PSV. What they call their group the Europa League group, because most of the players for that group, most of the club for that group, a normal club of the future for the Europa League. Yeah. So what we going to see, what we going to expect. Arsenal they good form. More will talk through. Sentiment aside, Arsenal they very good form. Arsenal fits. Arsenal will beat PSV. What do you think?
I think Arsenal are in the better place to beat PSV, but it would be interesting to see what Arsenal manager go on do Mikel Arteta.
Try to
also get for weekend. They go play Tottenham Hotspur for weekend.
Yeah.
And we know the local derby went day between these 2 teams.
2 London teams. 2 London clubs.
I cannot believe that the team really gets rivalry for Nigeria. We know people when Arsenal get their rivalry with. So, but I think that one would be interesting. But when I look the Arsenal squad, I think Arsenal squad they stronger compared to last season. So they go fit give that manager a small chance to a little bit do some changes in terms of the players when go start that game. Maybe we will see some new faces we go start that game compared to the team we play Everton over the weekend.
New faces, of course. Ramsdale.
I think Gabriel Jesus will start that game.
Go start the game because
potentially also Ramsdale too. Ramsdale too faces start that game.
So I believe Arsenal will win. Arsenal no get any excuse why they not go win the match. I know because Arsenal they good form right now. I respect to PSV, but Arsenal normally supposed to start the Champions League on the high notes, win the match and get that ginger. I'm going to talk about Napoli. Now, Napoli will play against Praga. One very interesting game I want to see Napoli because Napoli, for me, I'm not really happy with them. And it can't be it can't be the course of the Serie A in the last 3 seasons, whereby a particular team, a particular club will win the Serie A. Juventus win them. The next season, will come they struggle. Inter win them. Inter come they struggle the next season. AC Milan win. AC Milan come they struggle the next season. Napoli win them. We see Napoli don't lose 1 game already. Draw their last game, and Napoli they got the Champions League. Napoli last season we reached the quarterfinals of the Champions League last season. Napoli get our guy Victor Osimhen. Victor Osimhen, he normally would they watch him to see what he would do. What do they expect from Napoli?
Napoli, if you look their last 2 games, they live without a win. They lose to Lazio Roma 2-1. They lose to Genoa. They draw to Genoa.
2-2. They were there 2 goals down. Yeah,
2 goals down. So that one will be interesting to see how this Lazio team go react for Portugal against Braga, because like you talk, we don't see them say in the recent time the team will go win the Scudetto, will go to the next season, they struggle to perform. But talking about our own Obunge man, Victor Osimhen, remember like say Ballon d'Or nominee, FIFA
best
award
nominee,
also too, and potentially the winner of the African Player of the Year award.
Yes.
And Ashraf Hakimi go drag that
They
one.
go drag him.
But
Even
I think
Bruno go drag him with him too.
They go one drag him to Bruno too. Yes, Bruno and another person will go one drag him. But I believe say Victor Osimhen supposed to win that one. But I believe say this na game when players like Victor Osimhen, carry Australia, they need to show themselves. Zambo and Gisa, our Cameroon brother, also
Gisa, I don't feel football at all.
They need to actually hold this team well, hold this game well. Say we won't win this one.
But we
won't
forget,
come back to winning.
we not forget Napoli change coach. So all this one, they affect them. Also, to the change coach, the new coach, they try some 1 or 2 experiments, they affect them. Now, more we'll talk about the last one we'll talk about will be Real Sociedad and Inter. Now, Real Sociedad, great team. They will do very well for the Europa League last season. Of course, we bad them. Surprisingly, they be qualified for the Champions League normally through the La Liga. You know, they become among the top 4 for that side. Inter Milan themselves, Inter Milan, they want kind of nice form where I like right now. Maybe a form where I just like it. I see Inter Milan they play. They play against Real Sociedad, Spanish against the Italian. What do we expect for that one?
I think say that game could be interesting to see how that one waiting go happen for inside that game, because like you talk, Inter Milan currently in a team when they fly high. If you look their last 4 games,
the runners up.
Yeah,
runners up of the Champions League.
Yeah, so if you look their last 4 games for Serie A, all wins.
All win, yes.
For their last 4 games. Sorry, their last 5 games.
5 games. So that means 5 games.
5 games,
wins.
all wins. And they score 5 goals against AC Milan, 4 goals against Fiorentina. So that team went goal plenty for right now. They get players like Thuram when joined them recently too. So even the older players, the Mkhitaryan too, they show up to the plate. People like what's it called, the Turkish international Hakan Çalhanoğlu.
Yeah.
So these players like you talk, runners up last season, the Champions League experience,
there, and
the confidence to the win for league back to back, they there. So I believe say Inter Milan supposed Figo Spain come back with 3 points against Real Sociedad.
I see Inter Milan will win that match. And okay, we'll just leave out for a year. No much matters. We will see how it happen. Of course, we will continue to follow up as the Champions League the play, and of course, we expect surprising results. We go fit just drop. Now, we'll look at the happen for the game where they live or now whatever don't get. Okay, young boys already score. So young boys now 1-1. Yes, 1-1. Interesting football. The Champions League always give us that unexpected result, because most of us we just analyze them and we just see what we know they expect. And we go hope to see Evan Haaland. Evan Haaland will be just one guy we'll all watch out for. And we'll conclude with this fact. Which players for you we will watch out for the Champions League this season? Which players?
You don't already talk about Erling Haaland. We talk about Kylian Mbappe also. We also talk about Victor Osimhen.
Victor Osimhen, on that guy we'll go watch out for.
We want to talk about the 3 big strikers now. I believe the Victor Osimhen different inside the equation. When they talk about Kylian Mbappe and Haaland, I believe the Victor Osimhen too. Follow join body. So these 3 players
and those will watch out.
But I want to talk about a midfielder, Martin Odegaard from Arsenal.
Oh yeah.
Fantastic footballer. We see how he control game.
But
the big stage, this is the big stage.
Because you go play for weekend. You go play for
So I want to see how Martin Odegaard go play for the Champions League, which is the big stage. I want to see how he go react. But for me, with that they see so far, I think Arsenal gets a world-class midfielder in their hand.
World-class midfielder.
I want
to ask you one very tricky question before we come out. Where do you see Arsenal they reach for this Champions League?
That one will be interesting because say they never, some of those players for Arsenal never get Champions League experience. Beside Arsenal Champions League experience, beside Mohamed Elneny.
Yeah.
I mean, the only player we don't get Arsenal Champions League experience.
Yes.
Other players we don't get players we get previous club. Previous club, you don't understand. So it's going to be interesting to see how these Arsenal boys go react for the Champions League. How they go step up to the play, because Champions League now is a different ball game entirely. Because you talk about when it comes to Champions League, sometimes league form you go put them for corner.
Yes.
You get teams when don't know how cup competitions they work. They don't do there before. They don't know how they be. So it go be interesting to see how this Arsenal team go play. But me, I expect
set targets for them.
They must get to the knockout stage.
Knockout stage. That means even if a round of 16 they come out for, they try.
You understand? But at least get to the knockout stage, because this group, like you talk, many people they talk about this group now. qualify on top of the group. So to me, anything less than qualifying on top of that group, it not make sense.
So Arsenal, of course, supposed to top the group. We will see how that will happen. Of course, thank you very much, John. This
Thank
makes
you,
sense.
Richard.
Evening, and of course.